What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. Today, I have another overused match. This one's against my buddy Mooooose. Mooooose is a really good friend of mine who helps me out with building my Pokemon and stuff like that, and he's a really chill guy. So, he wanted to have an overused match, and I was like, alright, I'm gonna do my thing, build a nice little underused looking team, as his team over there is looking pretty threatening. I'm honestly just scared of the Landorus, the Azumarill, just everything on there is just scary. So let's see if my mainly underused team can come out on top against this overused bullshit. So I know he's gonna want to lead off with a Smeargle. Generally, when you see a Smeargle, that's what people are gonna lead off with. So I decided to lead off with my Darmanitan, as I'm gonna go ahead and break the Focus Sash with the U-turn, as I'm predicting him to go for a Spore just like every other freaking Smeargle does. So he goes ahead and spores my Bronzong. I figured, Bronzong looks like the kind of guy who can, soak up some sleep, I guess, for a little bit. Get a little beauty sleep over there, Bronzong, not too worried about it, as now he's going to go ahead and take this opportunity to get up some Stealth Rocks, as I decided to just kind of stay in here and burn a turn of sleep. So now I realize he's definitely going to go ahead and go for that Sticky Web, as now I'm going to go ahead and switch into Darmanitan, as I was like, you know what, I'm going to keep my Scarf Darmanitan's speed for a turn at least, and be able to go ahead and U-turn off if he wants to switch, or be able to kill this Smeargle. Turns out, though, he's going to want to go ahead and let the Smeargle die here, as I'm able to kill it with a U-turn. His reasoning for that was he said that he wanted to just see what I wanted to be able to U-turn into so he could get a nice little matchup against me. So he sacks his Smeargle. I guess it got up what it needed to. It got the Stealth Rocks up, that Sticky Web, and I ain't too happy about that Sticky Web. I hate playing when I have a Sticky Web on my side of the field. It's just terrible, especially when you got a freaking Scarf Darmanitan who's not going to be able to, come in handy too much in this match. But yeah, so I decided to bring back out my Bronzong, as now he decides that the Rotom-Wash is going to be a nice matchup against me. As you can see from that Hydro Pump damage, I'm definitely a specially defensive ass Bronzong. I ate that shit up, and this is actually a dual screen Bronzong who is pretty much a beast. I usually have light clay on it, but I decided this time to put leftovers on it just because I felt like, I don't know, the recovery seemed more important, and my team didn't really need the screens too much. But as you can see there, he actually missed 2 Will-O-Wisps in a row. I'm like, Jesus, Rotom, get some damn glasses or something. Fucking this guy's missing all over the place. Honestly, Heatproof wouldn't even be too mad if he got burned anyways, but just the fact that he missed 2 in a row was hilarious. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch Bronzong out here, and I'm like, you know what, Bubblegum, he can enjoy a burn. Honestly, not gonna be too bad for him. So I send out Bubblegum here as I get the download with the special attack boost. So I'm like, alright, that is what I'm talking about, as he finally is able to hit a Will-O-Wisp, and unfortunately for him, it lands on my Bubblegum, who gives 0 shits. So here's a part that kind of made me mad. So apparently my stylus is way too big. I'm using like a damn highlighter, so I meant to hit Tri-Attack, and of course I accidentally hit Dark Pulse, and the incoming Azumarill is going to be able to eat that Dark Pulse up. So even after the special attack raise, it's obviously not going to be able to do too much to this fairy-ass Azumarill. And here's where I make an actually pretty decent play. I predict him to predict me to switch, therefore not going for the Aqua Jet. I actually just stayed in and went for a Tri-Attack, which does some decent damage to the Azumarill, leaves it with like 1 freaking HP, and my prediction was actually correct. He goes for the knockoff thinking I was going to switch, and, I guess it didn't really even matter because this damn Azumarill still has health. So I was honestly kind of expecting that Tri-Attack to kill it, but, what are you going to do? So now I go into Q-Tip. I actually make another pretty decent prediction here. I go ahead and Mega Evolve, and rather than going ahead and trying to kill this thing with just a quick little return, I am able to go ahead and set up a Dragon Dance, as he thought for one last ditch effort he was going to be able to get off a nice little Aqua Jet. But that is not the case. As you'll see here, he could have gone for the Play Rough, and that would have probably killed me, but luckily my prediction was correct, and he just tried to get in a little Aqua Jet off for one of those last little ditch effort kind of dealio. So I'm able to now kill that thing with return after one Dragon Dance, and that is pretty awesome. So now he's going to bring out freaking Carl over here, the Landorus, who is going to piss me right off as he goes for an Earthquake, and I'm like, wait, I'm fucking flying. How did that Earthquake even hit me? I don't care what type I am. If I'm in the air, fucking Earthquake should not hit me. That's just ridiculous. But he's able to now kill me with 2 Earthquakes, as Altaria, after the Intimidate, is not going to be able to kill it with a return. So that's kind of a bummer, but Mega Altaria is actually a really interesting Pokemon to mess with. I'm going to probably mess around with that guy quite a bit more, just because it's freaking sweet. So now I decide to bring in Quagsire, who is pretty much looking purple out here, looking nice and pinkish purple. pretty much swag. That's why his name is Quagsire. So he's now going to switch into the Rotom, as I go for the Infestation, meaning he is not going to be able to switch out, and plus he can't even Volt Switch out because I'm a ground type. So this Rotom is freaking stuck here, and I'm basically playing the bluff here that my Quagsire has the Water Absorb ability, because a lot of my previous Quagsires actually do have the Water Absorb ability. And Moose actually knows that, but unfortunately for him, this is an unaware Quagsire, so I'm kind of just hoping that he doesn't want to go for the Hydro Pump. If I were him, I wouldn't go for it right off either, but he decides to go ahead and burn me, which is not really too bad. Quagsire doesn't really give a shit, as I just decided to go for a Toxic on this thing, and now it's infested and poisoned, so it's going to be taking some pretty decent damage after every turn. Plus that Toxic damage is going to build up considering he can't switch out due to the infestation, so Quagsire's looking at, you know, pretty solid here as long as he decides to not go for a Hydro Pump. So he's going to now go for he's pain splitting and stuff. It's really not going to do too much, as now I just go for a Scald with a critical hit, does absolutely nothing. And I'm basically just waiting for this infestation and Toxic damage to just kind of whittle down this Rotom. And I'm also just kind of still sitting here hoping because he really has nothing else he can do to me. He can Pain Split, and he can Will-O-Wisp and stuff like that. But he doesn't know that he can Hydro Pump me just yet. So this Toxic damage is, you know, Toxic and freaking Infestation damage taking its toll, as now he decides he wants to go for a Hydro Pump, and I messed up here and should have gone for the Recover, but I just went for another Infestation, as I was pretty bummed because if I went for the Recover, I would be able to pretty much sit here and stall out this Rotom-Wash. But yeah, so he definitely went for he went for it. He was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna just try the Hydro Pump. And he messaged me. He said he was pretty pissed off that he didn't know that I was Water Absorb. He didn't know that I was unaware up until now. But yeah, so I got this thing to pretty decent, you know, damage here. He's looking pretty unhealthy over there on his side of the field, as now he's going to be able to hit me with one more Hydro Pump, and that's going to kill Quagsire. But luckily for me, after the leftovers, the Toxic damage is going to knock him down to red, as that is pretty swell. So I guess, you know, Quagsire, you did a damn good job. I was kind of hoping that Hydro Pump was going to miss on that second one. Would have been real nice, but, you know, you don't always get what you want here. But unfortunately for me, he's going to be able to, well, not really even too unfortunately for me, honestly. I didn't really care. I knew he was going to want to go for the Pain Split there, so I just decided to start setting up my screens again, as I know that this Rotom can't really hurt me too bad. So I got up my Reflect, and now I'm going to, I think next turn, just going to go ahead and get up my Light Screen, as I realized that this Toxic damage is really just starting to do a dick load to this Rotom, as he's like, you know what, this Toxic damage is just pissing me right off, so he decides to switch, save the Rotom for later, as now he goes into Santa Claus, and I'm like, holy shit, it's Santa, guys. Are you seeing this right now? You gotta be shitting me right now. You can definitely tell that this Sceptile is gonna Mega Evolve because the Christmas tree on his ass is obviously gonna be, you know, he's gonna be a Mega Sceptile here. So he does Mega Evolve. Luckily, the turn prior I got my my Light Screen up, so his Hidden Power Fire is not going to be able to do a damn thing. And this was actually a pretty key play. Seeing how much damage that Hidden Power Fire did to me, he's actually pretty much believing that my ability is Heat Proof. My my Bronzong's name is Heat Proof, simply just to kind of juke people out. But as you see there, he's like, okay, it's probably gonna be Heat Proof because that Hidden Power Fire didn't do a damn thing, but it was actually due to the Light Screen, which is why it didn't, you know, do too much. So I'm able to now kill this thing with 2 Gyro Balls, and the Mega Sceptile has been defeated. That's actually like the first Mega Sceptile I've even battled. And luckily, it didn't rape my whole family, so that's pretty good news. Now he brings out the Landorus, and this is a pretty awesome play. He's gonna go ahead and intimidate me, which I don't give a shit, and he actually goes for an Earthquake. Turns out I have Levitate rather than Heat Proof. Huh? I am such a damn troll. I also have another Bronzong, nicknamed Levitate, and you can guess what his ability is. So I like messing around with different abilities and shit like that. Turns out the Levitate Bronzong came in handy today. So he was like, what the fuck, how did that Hidden Power not do too much? And I was like, yo, Light Screen, and he's like, oh shit. So now he's able to bring in the Bronzong, or no, he's able to bring in the Rotom, who's going to go for the Hydro Pump, and I'm able to live that. Now I can go ahead and set up a nice little Reflect here. So I didn't want to attack this thing just because I knew the Toxic damage was going to kill it eventually, and I'm not really too afraid of this Rotom considering it can't really, you know, Pain Split and get too much health back. So now I'm going to go ahead and let this, the Light Screen wears off on this turn, which is really a damn bummer. I was hoping that it was going to wear off the turn before so I could get the Light Screen up, but I had to just settle for the Reflect. So he's going to go ahead and hit the next Hydro Pump, and I was like, can a homie get a Hydro Pump miss out here? Jesus, this is the same Rotom who missed like 3 Will-O-Wisps from the damn beginning, but can land like 5 fucking Hydro Pumps. Like, Jesus. So now I'm going to be able to bring in my Scarfed Darmanitan, who even after the Sticky Web speed lower, I'm going to be able to actually still outspeed this Rotom, and I can kill it with a U-turn, which is pretty awesome. So Scarfed Darmanitan actually still came in handy. I'm glad. I almost threw a Choice Band on this thing, and I was like, no, Scarf. That was the way to go. And you know, it was, so that's pretty cool. Now, his last Pokemon is going to be his Latios, who we haven't seen all match, and I've actually been saving my Suicune pretty much for this exact reason. I was like, you know, Suicune, you're pretty much going to be looking to just battle against this damn Latios. So finally, the matchup has come, and he goes ahead and misses the first Draco Meteor, which was pretty damn important. I was like, well, thank God he hits all his Hydro Pumps, and then comes out here and then misses the first Draco Meteor. I'm like, holy shit. So Suicune is able to get a nice little Calm Mind with the +1 special defense. This Draco Meteor is going to still do a decent chunk to me, but not too much at all, as now his special attack's going to harshly fall, so the next one isn't going to be able to kill me regardless. Now I'm able to go for a +1 Icy Wind, which is not going to do too much, but I do get the Speed Fall, so actually the Speed Fall didn't even really matter considering I'm Sticky Web, but you know, whatever. So he's able to now go for the next Draco Meteor with the special defense raise and his special attack drop. I am able to live it, and Suicune is now going to be able to finish this thing off with one more Icy Wind. So, holy titties, that was an intense-ass match. I really like battling against overused teams with kind of relatively underused shit just to see what I can do with it. But yeah, that was a really interesting match. Click the thumbs up button if you enjoyed, and shout out to my boy Mooooose for being a badass. He doesn't actually usually competitively battle too much, but he's getting kind of back into it. So I was like, you know, I'll gladly battle you a couple times, see what you're made of. And he's actually a pretty decent battler. So we're probably gonna have a couple more matches up in the future. And thank you guys for watching. I will see you later. Peace.